Direct Asia. Best price guaranteed on car insurance. That's a wrap. DirectAsia.com. Best price guaranteed on car insurance. Easy.
Statistics are vital to society's development. Where do the data come from? From you! Census and Statistics Department officers may visit your workplace to collect data.
They may also visit your home to gather information.
By law, all the information collected is kept in strict confidence.
For a better future,
Let's support government statistical surveys.
And we're back tonight with more local news. Rival campaigns for and against Occupy Central were held today. Those in support of the civil disobedience movement began a walkathon in the fight for what they describe as genuine universal suffrage. Jean de Silva reports.
Cardinal Joseph Zen was among those taking part in a 7-day, 140-kilometre march for democracy. He was joined by Occupy Central organisers Reverend Tu Yu-ming and Chan Kin-man, several other leading figures in the pan-democratic camp, as well as dozens of supporters. Participants will be walking for 12 hours every day until June 22nd, the last day of the so-called referendum held by Occupy Central. Speaking after last night's chaos at the Legislative Council, Chan expressed confidence that the Occupy Central movement will remain peaceful, even if it decides to go ahead with plans to block roads in Central. He admitted, however, that a radical minority could engage in violent behaviour. Across the political divide, a pro-government protest was held today. Members of the group Protect Hong Kong questioned the credibility of previous votes held by Occupy Central and said people should not believe what's described as fake news spread by the movement. In a symbolic gesture, they also tried to send Cardinal Zen a cross as a gift.
Meanwhile, here in Central, the financial sector is bracing for impact. The Monetary Authority, in conjunction with 55 banks, is conducting drills, the goal of which is to ensure they can go on operating in case the Occupy Central movement backs words with action. Juan da Silva, TVB News.
Pro-establishment lawmaker Priscilla Leung says campaigns such as Occupy Central are leading Hong Kong astray. She also waded into the release of a white paper on one country, two systems, saying Beijing feels the need to be more explicit about its position on Hong Kong compared with, say, immediately after the handover. The State Council's white paper detailing Beijing's policies on Hong Kong has unnerved many here in the SAR. But legislator and law professor Priscilla Leung said people should realise that the white paper, issued in 7 different languages, does not address the people of Hong Kong alone. Leung believes the document is aimed at 3 groups.
First is international circle. They want to tell the international community that Hong Kong belongs to China. Sovereignty of Hong Kong doesn't belong to any other country who is talking about Hong Kong right now. Okay? From their point of view, that is inappropriate.
She said it's also aimed at mainland Chinese to address their growing concerns about the SAR enjoying special privileges and whether democracy is really working out here. She said Hong Kong is only the 3rd group this document targets. Describing the publication of the white paper as a review of a contract, Leung said Beijing thinks it's time we look back at the agreements signed and that things like demanding civil nomination and Occupy Central are leading the city astray. She explained that Beijing was hands-off right after the handover, leaving Hong Kong to deal with its own affairs. But that changed after the massive 2003 protest against the proposed Basic Law Article 23 national security legislation.
Suddenly they think that, the previous way of completely leaving Hong Kong to do every aspect of the policies or things like that may not work because it costs 500,000 go on the street, right? Then there is a change. But still, the change doesn't lead to some explicit paper, like white paper.
She believes Beijing feels the need to be more explicit now because of the SAR situation. Leung also said, compared with Hong Kong, Beijing has a different way of phrasing words. So where the white paper speaks of the judiciary as an administrator, it only meant to connect it to the principle of Hong Kong people ruling Hong Kong. She insisted Beijing is not trying to politicize the local judicial system.
One of the mainland's most prominent human rights lawyers, Pu Zhiqiang, has been arrested in Beijing on charges related to creating public disturbance and obtaining personal information illegally. He was detained last month after attending a private commemoration of the 1989 Tiananmen Square crackdown. Friends and fellow lawyers say the charges are trumped up in an attempt to silence a lawyer who's become a vocal government critic. Pu had built up a reputation on the mainland for handling cases against the government and for helping to lobby for the closure of the penal labour camp system. Activists believe this is part of an effort by mainland authorities to rein in outspoken public intellectuals who have harnessed social media and other platforms to raise awareness about civic rights.
Elsewhere in the region, Thailand's military government has lifted a nationwide curfew it imposed after seizing power last month in a bid to revive the country's sagging tourism numbers. The curfew had earlier been lifted in several resort areas after complaints from the tourism industry over the financial damage it was causing. Political protests and criticism of the coup, however, remain banned by military leaders. The military has said a return to elected civilian rule cannot be expected for at least 15 months. But it has promised that a non-elected interim government will be formed alongside a national legislative assembly by September at the latest. All right, Tony, tell us about the World Cup excitement.
Yeah, the World Cup, there's plenty of excitement. It's in full swing and we had plenty of great goals last night, so let's talk about it. At the World Cup in Brazil, Netherlands routed Spain 5-1. In a replay of the 2010 final. It was one of 3 matches played on day 2 of the tournament, and James Wong has all the highlights.
Although Diego Costa appeared to initiate the contact, Spain were awarded the penalty, and Xabi Alonso made it 1-0 before the half hour in Salvador. Holland responded, though, and in a big way in the 44th minute. Robin van Persie in a moment sure to go down in World Cup lore. RVP with the flying Superman header to level the game at 1-1. Netherlands took the lead early in the second half. Arjen Robben with the slick goal, 2-1 to the Dutch. Then another 3 goals in the span of 15 minutes. Stefan de Vrij finding the back of the net, and Van Persie and Robben completing their braces. 5-1 the final score. Spain last conceded 5 goals in an international match 50 years ago. And 4 years ago, they lost their opening match before going on to lift the trophy. In Natal, Mexico's Uribe Peralta scored the only goal of the match against Cameroon at the hour. It's the first time the Mexicans have beaten an African team at a World Cup. And Chile jumped out to a 2-0 lead against Australia after only 15 minutes. They went on to win 3-1 in Cuiabá. Tim Cahill accounted for the Socceroos' only goal of the match. Jameson Wong, TVB News.
OK, some other big stories in sports to talk about. And the LA Kings beat the New York Rangers 3-2 in double overtime to lift the Stanley Cup for the second time in 3 years. Alec Martinez scored the game winner in Game 5 as LA wrapped up the series 4-1. Goalie Jonathan Quick made 28 saves, while Justin Williams picked up the playoff's Most Valuable Player award, the Conn Smythe Trophy. And in golf, Germany's Martin Kaymer has a 6-shot lead after 2 rounds of the US Open in North Carolina. Kaymer fired his second straight 65 at Pinehurst number 2 and stands at 10 under par overall. The 29-year-old won the 2010 PGA Championship for the only major of his career. American Brendan Todd is the closest pursuer at 4 under. Fan favourite Phil Mickelson is 13 strokes behind.
All right, it's time for naps before all night watching football.
All night football, yes. Football from midnight to 9 a.m.
That's right. Well, that's the news for tonight.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
網上睇到份工，或者個銀行戶口俾間公司用就有糧出。
有冇去見工啊？
梗係冇啦。
我見嗰份工要開工前交錢登記同上堂，
即走啦。
梗係啦，冇事。
好險喎！
有啲人仲會喺合約度出術呃人添。
揾工都係實際啲好。
人工高又唔使學歷同經驗嘅就要小心啦。
遇到求職陷阱，
就揾勞工處或者警方幫手啦。
Disney Live, 3 classic fairy tales live on stage. Be enchanted by Snow White, captivated by Beauty and the Beast, and dazzled by Cinderella. See you August 27th to the 31st at Star Hall, Kitek, Kowloon Bay.
Beauty, found in the smallest details. The expectation of extraordinary. Vision for what is yet to come. These are the hallmarks of superior instinct. And wherever it leads, perfection follows. The new Audi A8L. A statement ahead of its time.
Sun Life Financial presents The Weather Report is brought to you by Sun Life Financial.
Good evening. It was mainly fine and very hot today. Taking a look at tonight's situation chart, at 5 p.m., Tropical Storm Hagibis was about 330 kilometers east-southeast of Hong Kong, and it's forecast to move north in the general direction of eastern Guangdong. Today's temperatures range from 27.8 to 33.5 degrees, and the current temperature is now standing at 29 degrees Celsius. The standby signal number 1 is in force. So, Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow? Cloudy and hot with a few showers tomorrow. Temperatures will range from 27 to 31 degrees. Expect sunny intervals and a few showers in the following few days. Tomorrow morning's air quality health index will range from low to high, and the maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 10. And now to the latest global weather update. Cloudy in Shanghai, rain in Xiamen. Sunny in Guangzhou, cloudy in Chengdu. Thunderstorms in Beijing, cloudy in Tokyo. Thunderstorms in Bangkok, showers in Manila. Bright in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. Thunderstorms in New Delhi, rain in Mumbai. Sunny in Cairo, bright in Nairobi. Sunny in Brisbane, showers in Sydney and Melbourne. Sunny in Toronto and New York. Cloudy in Vancouver, sunny in San Francisco. Bright in Rio de Janeiro. And it's bright in London, Amsterdam, and Frankfurt, sunny in Zurich. And that's weather. Good night.
It was brought to you by Sun Life Financial. Life's brighter under the sun.
There is a world we do not see rising around us.
We will not fade. Let this remind you why you once feared the dark.
Humanity has only one hope.
Officially, we do not exist.
He's acting out.
Oh, crap.
Tonight, Hellboy 2, The Golden Army on Pearl's weekend blockbuster.